What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? This is Drake King James back at it with another video. Anyway, oh man, what you looking at here? Right here, it's called the Neuralink, headed by Elon Musk. He's one of the better of the world with technology and give us all superpowers and shit. Anyway, how y'all doing? Oh man, I was looking at this shit, man. This topic came to me from a Joe Rogan clip. You know, the second time Elon Musk ran on Joe Rogan's podcast, he was talking about this thing. Well, like one of the topics, it's called Neuralink. So it's like an implant that it can be surgically implanted in your brain, and it will connect you from point A yourself, point B AI. So basically, he want to make everybody technopaths like Micah from Heroes season 1. Anyway, I think it was in season 2 also. I'm not sure. Probably a couple scenes in season 2. And all right, so this is the website. You want to dive deeper into it, read the fucking shits on this website, neuralink.com. So you scroll down, whatever. I got a YouTube video based on the Neuralink that he implanted it in the brains of pigs. Let's make it bigger.
The device. So we about a year ago, we had a device which had multiple parts, including a piece that it had to sort of sit behind your ear, and it was complex, and you wouldn't still look totally normal. You'd have a thing behind your ear. So we've simplified this to simply something that is about the size of a large coin. And it goes in your skull, replaces a piece of skull, and the wires then connect within a few centimeters or about an inch away from the device. And this is sort of what it looks like. This is our little device. That thing at the bottom is just to hold the threads in place because they're just like little fine wires. I mean, frankly, to sort of simplify this, what we're, I mean, it's more complicated than this, but it's, in a lot of ways, it's kind of like a Fitbit in your skull with tiny wires. Our current prototype, version 0.9, has about 1,000 channels. So that's about 100 times better than the next best consumer device that's available. And it's a 23 millimeters by 8 millimeters. It actually fits quite nicely in your skull because your skull is about 10 millimeters thick. So it fits, it goes flush with your skull, it's invisible, and all you can see afterwards is this tiny scar. And if it's under your hair, you can't see it at all. In fact, I could have a Neuralink right now, and you wouldn't know. All right, so it's also inductively charged. So it's charged in the same way that you charge a smartwatch or a phone. And so you can use it all day, charge it at night, and have full functionality. So you would really, it would be completely seamless, and yeah, no wires. In terms of getting a link, so that, you need to have the device, a great device, and you also need to have a great robot that puts in the electrodes and does the surgery. So you want the surgery to be as automated and as possible, and the only way you can achieve the level of precision that's needed is with an advanced robot. The link procedure, the installation of a link, done in under an hour. So you can basically go in the morning and leave the hospital in the afternoon. And it can be done without general anesthesia. So this is our surgical robot. And we actually ultimately want this robot to do essentially the entire surgery. So in everything from incision, removing the skull, inserting the electrodes, placing the device, and then closing things up and having you ready to leave. So we want to have a fully automated system. So this shows you at sort of close-up view, which I think is actually not too gruesome, of the electrodes being inserted in the brain. And if you look closely, you will see that it's a little counterintuitive that if the electrodes are inserted very carefully, that there is no bleeding. And so if you have very tiny electrodes, and if they're inserted very carefully, so that the robot actually images the brain and makes sure to avoid any veins or arteries, so that the electrodes can be inserted with no noticeable damage. So you will have no noticeable neural damage in inserting the link. So does it actually work? And what I'm excited to show you, I call it like the Three Little Pigs demo. And if our animal handlers, we're bringing out the pigs. And what we're going to show you is well, I'll walk right over and show you. So what we have in pen number 1 is Joyce, and she does not have an implant. Obviously healthy and happy. We're trying to get Gertrude out. And this is how you know it's a live demo. So here's Dorothy. And in the case of Dorothy, Dorothy used to have an implant, and then we removed the implant. So this is a very important thing to demonstrate is reversibility. So if you have a Neuralink and then you decide you don't want it, or you want to get an upgrade, and the Neuralink is removed, is it removed in such a way that you are still healthy and happy afterwards? And what Dorothy illustrates is that you can put in the Neuralink, remove it, and be healthy, happy, and indistinguishable from a normal pig. Oh, thanks, Dorothy. Here we go. Great. Okay. Great. Okay. This is a high-energy pig. All right. Gertrude, thanks for coming out. So what the beeps you're hearing are real-time signals from the Neuralink in Gertrude's head. So this Neuralink connects to neurons that are in her snout. So whenever she snuffles around and touches something with her snout, that sends out neural spikes, which are detected here. And so on the screen, you can see each of the spikes from the 1,024 electrodes. And then if she snuffles around, touches her snout in the ground, or you kind of feed her some food, pigs love food, then you can see the neurons will fire much more than when you're not touching the snout. And that's what's making the beeping sound. All right, cool. So as you can see, we have a healthy and happy pig, initially shy, but obviously high energy and kind of loving life. And she's had the implant for 2 months. So this is a healthy and happy pig with an implant that is 2 months old and working well. I think at launch, it's probably going to be, I would say that's not really representative because at first I think it's going to be quite expensive, but that price will very rapidly drop. And I think over time, we want to get the cost obviously down as low as possible. But I think inclusive of the automated surgery, I think we want to get the price down to a few $1,000s, something like that. And I think that's possible. I think it should be possible to get it similar to LASIK, and then the device electronics itself, I think will not be very expensive because it actually does use a lot of the parts that are made in extremely high volume in tens of millions of units for smartphones and smartwatches and wearables in general.
Okay, so as you saw that 14-minute video, they the whole thing about the Neuralink is to help, I believe, quadriplegics or paraplegics, just to give back, feeling in their limbs, which is good. It's a good humanitarian aspect to try to help people. But let's just say that this Neuralink is open beyond paraplegics or quadriplegics. How about an able-bodied human have the Neuralink installed, and you don't know the background of this person or what they want to do with it? They could be a hacker. They can hack in this Neuralink, and then they can they will possibly turn themselves into a technopath like Micah from Heroes. They could tap in that Neuralink, walk up to an ATM, and withdraw, I don't know, $200 from an ATM. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? And this Neuralink kind of reminds me of DXX, DX, Human Evolved, or some, what was that video game where they have mods in their body to enhance their way of life? Like, let's say if, like, oh man, well, that point taken. Well, what was the company in that game? DX, Human Mankind, some shit. I forgot. Hold on, hey, hold on. Let's go over here. Let's go over here. Hey, what the fuck? My computer froze. There it is. Got it. Scared the shit out of me. All right, let's go to DXX. Sorry about that, guys. The DX. How come I can't find a mouse cursor? There it is. All right, so you go on the Wikipedia page. I don't give a fuck. And this is David Seraph. All right, he's a CEO in the game called Seraph Industries, and what they did was, let's say if you lose a limb, they can attach a robotic limb onto you. Or let's say if you're a airplane pilot, you can have a Neuralink in your head to make you fly better. Of what Elon Musk is demonstrating is the same shit that this guy in this video game is doing, trying to help people with technological advancements to improve human life through technology. All right, and this Neuralink is, it could be a curse or it could be something that's a blessing. But I don't know, man. I know the Christians out there is like, I don't want no mark of the beast in my head, whatever. You know, that's the mark of the beast, 666. Or the conspiracy theorists be like, hey, no, don't want it. I don't want the federal government to like tap into my brain and say, hey, you withdraw $2,000 out of your bank account for taxes. And then you be like, okay, Cash App, whatever. I don't know. Apple Pay, whatever. I don't know. It's just it's like a double-edged sword. You know, would you like have a Neuralink implanted in your head so it bridges the gap between you and AI? You want to be a technopath? A technopath like Micah from Heroes. You walk up to an ATM like dispense money. I know it's like I have a vivid imagination, but but the initially, I mean, this can help a lot of paraplegics have some feeling in their joints because of the neurons firing up in their brain, and it could repair some, excuse me, some aspects in their limbs that could fire back up so they can move. I don't know. What you think about it? Yeah, you know, that comment section is there for a reason. I love reading comments if it's helpful. Anyway, that's it. Peace out.